and welcome back to Programming with Irene. In this episode, let's take a look at Scratch and how to use its interface. First, let us open up Scratch in your favorite browser. Once the page is loaded and ready to go, let's click on the Create button on the menu bar. This will take us to the Create page. Here we go. Now we are at the Create page. We can see a lot of things, but don't you worry, we will take a look at everything. First, we can go through the toolbar that is sitting at the top of the page. The first option, Settings, allow us to change language to a different one and to choose a different color theme. The next option, the File menu, help us to save our work to our computer or load up a program we already worked on. This will become handy when we will work on long projects. The next option in the toolbar, the Edit menu, contains options for recovering deleted items from the canvas and also a turbo mode, which we'll come back and talk more about later. The same goes for the Debug menu and the toolbar. If we are ever feeling lost, we can always take a look at the tutorials by clicking on the Tutorials menu in the toolbar. Speaking of which, it appears below as well. How sweet! For now, I'm going to close this, but I feel free to check those out. Now that we have taken a look at the toolbar, let's move on to the tabs. We can see that we are currently on the Code tab. There are two other tabs as well. So, let's take a look. The Costumes tab brings up an editor for our sprites and backgrounds. There are a lot of cool modifications that we can do from here, and I am sure we will be using these options. The next tab is the Sound tab. We can add various kinds of sounds or music to our program using this tab. We can come back to the Code tab. When we click on it, we can see a bunch of blocks at the left side. These are the components of our program logic. We can add logic by simply dragging and dropping it into the code editor. In the middle of the screen, we will revisit this important section very soon. Now, moving on to our next section, we can take a look at the funny cat at the right side of the screen. The cat is displayed on our canvas, where the output of our program will be displayed. This means that all the cool things that we do using code will be visible in the section of the editor. We can click on the cat, drag it along the screen to change the direction. Did you notice something? When we click on the cat and drag it along, it is getting highlighted in the Sprite section. Just under the canvas, sprites are basically the characters in our game or program, and we will be controlling the sprite. So, for this cat, I can give it a name by clicking on this text box here. I'm changing it to cat. We can also change the size using this option. I'm changing to a smaller size, and the cat is now tiny. Let us bring it back to a bigger size. Here we go. Let's also try rotating the cat using this direction option. Yeah, this is fun. Here we go. That looks nice. We can also add other sprites to our canvas by clicking the Sprite button down here. As we can see, a lot of sprites are here. For now, I'm just going to choose this ball and let's place it near the cat. Now, it looks like the cat is playing with the ball. How about we add a nice background to make it even better? We can do this by clicking on the Choose a Backdrop button, and we can look for a cool backdrop from this list. I'm gonna choose the street background, and here we go. Now it looks like the cat is playing with the ball on the street. Very cool, right? Now, in the next episode, we are going to make the cat come running and kick the ball. Sounds interesting, right? Stay tuned for the next episode. Until then, see you all and take care. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my channel for more. Bye!